Someone want to start the career in product management, what are the skill set one should have to start the career in product management now?
Yeah, I think that's a perfect question to transition into this one from what we discussed. The skill set, if you ask me, I think the core skill set, like understanding your customer, what a product manager does, I think you have to get your basics right. I think that is most important thing. So you can start with that basics where you understand the core, what is the essence of this role. The
Mhm,
essence is you work backwards from your customer requirements, you convert those requirements in such a way that your technical team can implement those, and then you are a single point of contact connecting your different various stakeholders, and then making sure this entire machinery works seamlessly. Because if you're able to do that, then you're a successful product manager. So let's start with the basics first. That will be my suggestion to first to get started into this role. But of course that is not enough now. As you rightly
mhm,
said, AI is changing the dynamics of every role, including product manager. So I think the second core skill I would suggest every aspiring product manager should have is data analytics or data science. Even if you
mhm,
don't code, that's perfectly fine. Today we have no code tools which can
mhm,
help you to do your analysis, but that knack of having that analytical mindset, that I
mhm,
want to get insights out of the data that I can help, or it will help me to make a better decision. So today's product manager should not rely too much on your partner teams. You should be also able to get start with it, and if you need a help, you go ahead and ask. That's perfectly fine. But you should be self independent to do this analysis with the tools that are handy with you. So that will be my second suggestion, to have a skill set which is very very important, score to the role, no matter what type of product management you're doing. And third thing would be, the most important thing is influencing without authority. I think it definitely stays with the traditional PM roles, but even in this new dynamics that is coming to our way, this is much more important, because now you have to work with tech like AI and humans and bring a balance to it. And in order to do that, you have to have that skill set to influence your teammates, your tech directors, your marketing leaders, that I want to make this decision. AI is helping me to enable that, but why are you doing this? Why
mhm,
am I making this decision in such a way? So to justify that, I have to convince everyone, and there is no one who is reporting to me directly as a single, a single line like a threaded leader. So I have to make sure that I can influence them, make them convincing that this is what I need to do, and this is the data points that I'm using, and that's how. So this will be my third skill set that I would recommend to everyone. And you might ask me that, okay, first two we know where to learn, how to learn, we have different portals, we have mentorships, which we can pursue. But the third skill set, this will come by practice, I feel, because this no one can teach you. You can only practice it, you can only make it better day by day. So the first day of your job, you should start with that. So I think that's how I will look at it. And of course there are numerous skills to learn, but if you ask me top, like pick top three, this will be my top pick three to any product manager.
so if we categorize there and go much deeper, the soft skill part is communication and influential is more on the soft skill part, where you have to interact with multiple people, you have to stakeholder management, communication, managing your
Correct.
interacting with the teams and all that part. The second part is technical skill, where we have the data analytics or data science of kind of mindset to understand the data more clearly to take the right decision,
Correct.
right? And
That's right.
apart from that, any other technical or soft skill which will add up in
Yeah.
this role?
So you should be very comfortable working with designing tools like Figma or any other tools, project management tools like Asana,
Mhm,
or any other tools that helps you, like Jira.
mhm,
So these all tools will help you to like move faster in your process, because one of the key time a product manager spends is on backlog management. Backlog means any request that is pending for long time, and you have to clear that, and you have to bring that into the present sprint. So
right.
backlog management requires a lot of project management skill sets or program management skill sets. So that's where you should be very comfortable working with different kind of tools. That's one.
Mhm,
The another technical skill that I would recommend is like understanding, even if you don't code, that's perfectly fine. Coding is not a mandatory thing to become a product manager, but Having been said that, knowing an end-to-end software cycle of a
Mhm.
product, how a product gets created from the tech perspective, like if
Right.
you if you wear a hat of an engineer, how that engineer will think and create that product, and how they will ship it, what they do before shipping, how they test. I think to understand, if you have a fair understanding of that life cycle, it will make you much more clearer in terms of requirements when you work with your tech team.
Mhm.
Because you, at the end of the day, you can only give the requirements. The building part, the most like difficult part of building will come from the tech team. So working with them and having with this knowledge will always give you an edge as compared to other product managers who don't have this skill set.
And because of that, the people from engineering backgrounds are preferred for product management role, or
Yeah.
anyone coming from the different background is fine with this one.
I mean, yeah, I mean, as you rightly put it, definitely the engineering managers who, aspire to become product manager generally are more successful. I'm not saying the others are not. I have seen completely like non-technical product managers becoming very successful and shipping great products. Yeah,
Mhm.
but definitely the software like development managers, they have just one edge, that they have seen the worst part of how the product gets built. So they are
Mhm.
more cautious about how they will deal with that, like with that active when they become the product manager, when they come the other side, right? So just that the mental model that they use is much more different than what a product manager who has not worked earlier in tech might be. But again, it's only a matter of time, and it's only a matter of how you fast you gain this skill. Because once you are putting the tech team before you and then creating the requirements, I think that will solve most of your problems. So giving that importance, understanding their problems, understanding how they work, and how a product gets created or shipped to the customer. So that life cycle, if you have a fair understanding, I think that should always be helpful. And then there is no comparison, anyone can be successful in that.
Right. And that's why it's a very dynamic role, because you have to understand the SDLC
Yeah.
process also, that how the products are built and delivered. Second way, you also have to understand the business side also, that okay, what is the expectation of the business and what are the products needs to be built for the customer.
Correct. Correct.
So,
So I will explain this with an example, right? See, in a movie, director, when he or she directs a movie, they know little bit of acting, because they have to
mm,
explain the actors that, hey, do this acting in this format. But they're not
right.
actually acting in the film, they will just
Mm,
guide the actors. Then they should have some basic knowledge of editing, because when the movie is like getting
mm,
edited, they are the ones who will tell, hey, this scene will make sense. Of course the editor will take the call, but having that inputs will always help the editor to see, okay, where exactly this vision is taking forward from the director, and how we can go about it. Photography, even though
mm,
he or she is not taking the photography, but they will explain, oh, the light should be like this. So what I'm coming to is, like, a product manager is actually very much playing that same role as a director of that product, who now may not be actually coding on behalf of the engineer, but they can guide the engineer on what right technology they can use. And
mhm,
to even suggest a technology that they should use, you should have the basic knowledge of what a technology would work and what would not work. So
right.
having that skill set in your back pocket will always help you. If you're
Mm,
going to a designing team, and you want to create design for your product, you can always give them inputs, and to give that inputs, you should have some basic knowledge of how designing works. Even though they will do on behalf of you, but your inputs will play a very very critical role, because you are the one who is responsible to launch this product, and no one knows. So all of the other teams, they will listen to you as a product manager, but the product manager is the voice of the customer. So
mhm.
they actually know what the real customer pain point is and how we are going to solve it. So what changes I will make and how it will impact the value that I'm creating is going to be very critical. So having this skill sets will always help you to make those decisions much faster and in much better way.
So, as you rightly mentioned, the product manager are the voice of the customer, right? And